Greetings, Jedis. This is Captain Rex, and you're watching Star Wars Nuts 77, home of the Star Wars memorabilia reviews. Move out!
Hey Star Wars fans, how you doing? My name is John and welcome back to another Star Wars review. This episode I'm going to be talking about the Star Wars Action Figure Archive Guidebook by Stephen Sansweet. Stephen Sansweet is the largest Star Wars collector in the world. He used to work for George Lucas and he has an enormous, awesome collection. And this is a really great guide for vintage collecting. So if you're into vintage collecting, this is a guidebook you should check out. Really beautiful pictures and gives you a good idea as far as what's out there for vintage collecting. As far as modern day collecting, this isn't necessarily the right book for you because this guide came out in 1999, so it's very outdated in the modern sense, so it doesn't have a lot of the figures that came out post that. But nevertheless, I wanted to kind of step you through this guide. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Highly recommend it, and thanks for watching. So here it is. This is the Star Wars Action Figure Archive, edited by Stephen Sansweet and Josh Ling. On the cover, you got some figures, a lot of mix between vintage and figures that were available in the late 90s and the early 90s. On the back, it just kind of bullet points some features about the line. First launched in 1978, a little bit of history of each line, detailed entries, each action figure, kind of what the book includes. This retailed for $30 US when it was released in 1999. About this book, it gives a history about Star Wars action figures and kind of how Kenner at the time acquired the rights to Star Wars and how it really changed Kenner. So it goes to the history of that. Really fascinating history. Here's a table of contents on the left. How to read the guide. It shows you a picture of the figure, pictures of the actual character in the movie, icons, red card, green card, variation, stuff like that, using the book. So on the very top, it has all the characters listed, not necessarily alphabetical order, but I guess by popularity, because it starts with Luke. It shows you all the different variations of Luke. And then here's a vintage on the bottom half of each page. If you're curious on what vintage figures there are, this will list it all for you. Continues. (1995 to 97) Star Wars, Hasbro and Kenner Toys. So here's the guide. It shows you the figure itself, variations. So it came with a short saber and a long lightsaber. Here are those images. It refers to different variations that was available in red and what to look for. Han Solo, Chewbacca. Even compares the actual weapons in the movie to the toy weapon included with the figure. These early Hasbro ones, these Kenner ones that came out in 1995, the Power of the Force 2 ones aren't as detailed, a lot more buffer than they usually should be, but cool figures nonetheless. Darth Vader, R2-D2, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Different variations to look for, different profile pictures are different. Lando Calrissian with his buff body, six-pack. There's Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, monkey face Leia, Yoda. So it's in release order. So when they were released, and now we're getting to the green cards as well with Jedi Luke, Han Solo, Bosch. Shadow of the Empire line, I was very excited about the Shadow of the Empire line when it first came out. Some of the first expanded universe figures that Kenner had decided to make, which is really neat. These are the limited orange cards that were available. Also talks about the European multilingual orange cards. I have a Dash Rendar, that's orange card, which is a European one. Greedo, Tusken Raider. I didn't like this R5D4 character. I think that was a really big looking figure, too big looking figure. That was my least favorite figure of the Power of the Force 2 line. Jawa's cool, it came with 2 of them. Protocol Droids. Dengar. This is during the special edition was released. That ASP-7 droid was from the special edition, New Hope. Look at the attention to detail. This is the picture of Forlom, and this is the character. So you can see the attention to detail is amazing there. Even has a red mark there. That's pretty cool. Princess Leia. First time available. Salk Murray, Yak Face. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure. Lando's Luke Ceremonial, first time available. Here's some exclusive promotional figures. So Han Solo, Stormtrooper Disguise, Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Cantina Band Member, Mail Away, Beaumont Monk, and this Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight Theater Edition. Got in the Return Jedi Special Edition opening night. Deluxe figures that were available in the line. Action figure multi-packs. These were the Hong Kong commemorative edition, special limited edition ones. Also Hong Kong 12-inch commemorative set, which I own, which is really neat. Right there on the bottom. These are the cinema scenes, character assortments, and figures look for coming up soon in 1999 at the time. Different vehicles. You can see how detailed it is. It even compares shots from the actual vehicle to the toy. See the attention to detail they put into it. AT-AT, that's a pretty cool set. Even goes over some of the 12-inch figures at the time that was released. Chewbacca 12-inch is my favorite. He's got the fur and stuff, is really cool. These are the limited edition. This is KB Toys, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, Stormtrooper, Sand Trooper, limited edition one, Greedo. This is Grand Moff Tarkin and Imperial Gunner with FAO Schwartz. This is Walmart, these Cantina Band members. This is Target, Toys R Us, Han Solo, Tauntaun. Really cool. 12-inch line was one of my favorite lines. This is a Millennium Falcon carrying case. There was a variation with Wedge's helmet that was different. It shows you the different variations. One with Luke's helmet, which is more rare. It's a misprint. These are more of the vintage line here. Starting with the vintage, talks about the early bird set. Man, to have that complete is worth a lot. You can see complete edition. Shows you the extended lightsaber and how that worked. Pictures of the card, different variations here. So this came on R2-D2 came on Star Wars, and as well as Empire Strikes Back. Leia, C-3PO. You can see all these are complete. It's pretty cool, the different variations. Gray beard and white. Different heads as well were different. Fat head and skinny head Han Solo talks about the different versions. Boba Fett, Star Wars card, that's a really rare figure right there. Fire jetpack talks about how it was going to be released, the jet firing pack version of it, and then they changed it because of safety hazards for the kids. Display stands, multi-packs, the Empire Strikes Back line figures. Different variations of Bespin Guard came in. There's a white guy, and later on there's a black guy too. R2-D2 with scope. C-3PO break apart limbs. That was a really neat idea. Zuckuss, now Forlom. They got the names mixed up originally. Forlom is Zuckuss. Multi-packs. Display stands, all that. And this is Return of Jedi figures. I've got most of the vintage figures out there. I'm missing about 4 of the Power of the Force, original Power of the Force figures. I'll show you the ones I'm missing. Different mailway promotions, all that, talks about that, which is really neat. It talks about Luke Starkiller and why he changed the name from Starkiller to Skywalker. Later on, Hasbro released a Starkiller figure, which is neat. At 85, this is Power of the Force 1. I'm missing Barada. I'm missing Pop-Up RTD2. I'm missing EV99. A-Wing Pilot I'm missing. Yak Face I'm missing. That's about it as far as the original line goes. Different Power of the Force 1 card backs. Doesn't show the coins though, unfortunately. I mean, it shows the coins packed in, but it doesn't really show a close image of the coins. The droids and Ewok line. So these are play sets, vintage play sets. I have the Death Star space station. It's a really cool set right there. Builder Droid Factory, X-Wing pilot, radio controlled Jawa sand crawler, patrol dewback. I have the Jawas, which I did a review on recently. More into Empire Strikes Back. This is cool. Rebel Transport. It's a cool set. Wampa. These play sets with the cardboard backing are really cool. More Return of the Jedi ones. Ewok Battle Wagon. Power of the Force line one's really rare. 12-inch, original 12-inch figures. I wish the vintage ones, I wish they got more detail about these, but these are cool sets. Update 1998 figures that are coming out at the time this was released. This is cool, the Expanded Universe ones. Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's really cool. Dark Trooper is one of my favorite figures of all time. More 12-inch figures are coming out. Simoth packs, 2 packs. Promotional ones. These are the Toys R Us with coins, Millennium Falcon coin collection. Remember these figures? These are neat Epic Force figures that could turn around, spin them around. Gunner stations, complete galaxy figures, creature sets, deluxe creature assortments. The detail on these are awesome too. The Bantha's one, a really cool play set. Ring cards, attention to detail is really cool. Real feel skin. And here's just a guide in the back. You can reference guide to find what figure you want and what page it's on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and may the Force be with you guys. Take care. Bye.